Welcome to this course, Directors and Performing Companies since 1960. In this series, we will explore the remarkable journey of theater in Nigeria after independence, focusing on the individuals and groups that redefine performance, culture, and entertainment. Nigeria's theater tradition is rich, blending indigenous storytelling with Western dramatic conventions introduced during the colonial period. But after independence in 1960, theater in Nigeria took on a new life. It became not only a medium of entertainment but also a tool for cultural reawakening, political expression, and education. This first module focuses on the major directors and companies that shaped Nigerian theater between 1960 and the late 20th century, especially those who bridged the gap between popular theater, which appealed to mass audiences, and elitist theater, which often thrived in universities, cities, and cultural institutions. Section 1: Theater in Nigeria after 1960. Nigeria's independence in 1960 marked a turning point for theater. Theater became an arena for reclaiming African identity, asserting local languages, and challenging colonial narratives. Directors and companies began to draw inspiration from traditional forms such as masquerade performances, storytelling, dance, and drumming, while also experimenting with European styles. Two broad traditions emerged. Popular theater, which was rooted in indigenous performance, community storytelling, and later Yoruba traveling theater. Elitist theater, often associated with universities and intellectual circles, which embraced experimental and literary drama. Section 2: Hubert Ogund and the Yoruba traveling theater. One cannot discuss Nigerian theater without mentioning Hubert Ogund, often called the father of modern Nigerian theater. Ogund founded one of the earliest professional theater troupes in the 1940s, but it was in the 1960s and beyond that his company expanded and toured widely. His productions blended music, dance, and drama with topical issues like politics, morality, and social justice. His company was itinerant, traveling to both rural and urban areas, performing in community halls and open spaces. He redefined theater as a profession, inspiring many younger directors such as Kola Ogunmola and Duru Ladipo. Importantly, his theater was self-sustaining, funded through ticket sales and community support, setting a model for other companies. Section 3: Kola Ogunmola and Yoruba folk theater. Another key figure is Kola Ogunmola, who adapted Yoruba folktales and social themes into plays. His troupe was known for productions that combined humor with deep cultural meaning. One of his landmark works was the Yoruba adaptation of Amos Tutwola's The Palm Wine Drinkard, which became an iconic blend of literature, folklore, and performance. His company nurtured a style that celebrated indigenous creativity and appealed strongly to local audiences. Section 4: Duru Ladipo and historical cultural drama. Duru Ladipo emerged as a dramatist and director who used theater to celebrate Yoruba history and mythology. His plays often dramatized legendary figures such as Oba Koso and Moemi. His troupe not only performed across Nigeria but also toured internationally, especially in Europe, bringing African performance aesthetics to global audiences. Ladipo's theater combined elaborate costumes, live music, and ritualistic elements, showing how traditional narratives could thrive in modern theater. Section 5: Wole Soyinka and the University tradition. In contrast to the popular tradition, Wole Soyinka, playwright, poet, and later Nobel laureate, represented the elitist, intellectual stream of Nigerian theater. Through his work with university-based companies and later the Orison Theater, Soyinka introduced experimental staging, symbolic language, and social satire. Plays like The Trials of Brother Jiro and Kongi's Harvest addressed corruption, leadership, and identity. His productions often took place in urban centers and university theaters, aimed at audiences familiar with literary drama. Soyinka's directing style emphasized hybrid aesthetics, merging classical European traditions with African performance modes. Section 6: Other notable directors and companies of the era. Alongside Ogund, Ogunmola, Ladipo, and Soyinka, several other figures deserve mention. Moses Olaiya, popularly known as Boba Sola, who developed comic popular theater, which later influenced television comedy. J.P. Clark, poet and playwright whose works like Song of a Goat were staged by university companies. Educational institution troupes, such as those at the University of Ibadan and University of Ife, which nurtured future generations of performers. These groups showed the diversity of Nigerian theater after 1960, from itinerant troupes to campus-based ensembles. In this first module, we explored the rise of Nigerian theater after independence, the division between popular and elitist traditions, the roles of key directors such as Hubert Ogund, Kola Ogunmola, Doro Ladipo, and Wole Soyinka, the contributions of university-based and community theater companies. These pioneers laid the groundwork for Nigeria's theater identity, inspiring both national and international recognition. In Module 2, we will move from the personalities and troupes to the sustainability, evolution, and cultural impact of performing companies since 1960.